Welcome, everyone, to the Sickos Committee podcast. This is our podcast for the evening of April 4th, 2023. We are now in a post-football and basketball world. We can all breathe, except for our hockey fans and our baseball fans and our softball fans. And I think track and field is still going. And if you're very into, someone will tell me, we just had it wasn't the meat judging. What was the thing we just got results for?
Meat animal evaluation.
Meat animal evaluation. We're not going to fuck it up this year, because we will get yelled at like we did last time.
Don't make that promise. We mess up everything, man. Come on. It's our brand.
I fucked up who won U Sports Canada's men's contest. That wasn't even a hard one, and I fucked that up.
Yes.
I remember seeing that, and I didn't even question. I just thought, wow, St. Francis Xavier won. That's a huge upset. And then I went about my day, and then I think it was JM pointed out, no, Carleton won again. They always win. They won again.
I think we did that last year too.
Probably did.
Like we credited for somebody else.
Disrespected Canada.
Carleton, we just disrespected Carleton.
All right, this is an anti-Carleton podcast.
Yeah,
if you're
that's right,
let's turn it off.
Don't say that. They'll come and beat your team.
Let me do introductions before we get too far in. As always, my name is Jordan. With me tonight, I've got Commish, Andrew, and Joey. Joey, how are you?
I'm doing okay. I was doing better until I was reminded today that there's a K-pop song that samples "I Will Survive," and I heard it about 3 times today.
Oh my god,
That's aggressive.
Okay.
After Like by IVE, if anyone wants to listen to that and figure out how Koreans handle the riff from "I Will Survive."
Andrew, how are you, sir?
I'm good. Since we last spoke, the Mets have lost 2 games by a combined score of 19-0, so
Hey.
it's going great. No,
Love the Mets.
no thoughts. Love the Mets. Exactly. Hit a home run, please. Score 1 run. I'm just begging for 1 run.
It's about
So,
the
yeah.
Mets. Love the Mets.
Tomorrow's a day game, so I'll be out and about and going about my day. So if they lose 8-0 tomorrow, then that's an improvement over 9-0 and 10-0. So we're just looking for progress.
Commish, how are you, sir?
Doing great. My team, let's go Buccos, the Pirates, 2 in a row beating the Red Sox, and they're back above 500. So this is a momentous occasion because this doesn't happen too often for Pirates fans. So we have to celebrate April wins and being above 500, even though they're just 3-2.
That's 1 win above 500. So
Jordan,
we're
who's
count-
your team again?
my team?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't do baseball.
So the Rangers got it.
If I had to pick one, I grew up as an Astros fan.
Okay.
I am a baseball agnostic for the most part. I was bad at the sport as a kid. And again, I grew up so far away from any major sports. Like Dallas was 10 hours from where I grew up and Houston was 5. I was way out of any sort of going to things. The Spurs.
All you had was the Spurs, really, at this point. Yeah.
That was my Spurs.
See,
Yeah. Well, the Spurs were 4 hours
so
away.
big.
That was close.
It's the same state, too. It is the same state.
Oh, yeah.
He's
So
10 hours
large.
away.
Mhm.
Yes.
I was I wish I was back in Commish's spot right now, because as a Blue Jays fan, it's 3 games into the season, and the top post on the Blue Jays subreddit right now, I believe, is just "It's over."
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is the problem with liking a team that has ambitions. Is baseball is so long, but the emotions are still so real.
We have no ambition as a Pirates fan. None whatsoever. We pray to break 500. Miracles maybe happen, but again, we celebrate this when we won the first game, when they won the first game of the year. It's like I wanted to say they had the best record in the league because technically they're tied for it, and they did, and we're gonna celebrate it.
Hang the banner, baby.
Hang the banner. Let's do it. So April's a lot of fun as a Pirates fan, but then we hit the summer and then the swoon begins, and then again I just root until they're mathematically eliminated.
Can I just point something out? Is as a podcast, we've gotten a lot bigger over the last year, and in that time, we had TCU in the national championship game. We had this men's Final Four. We had Iowa in the women's Final Four beating South Carolina. I'm just saying, if anyone's going to will a Pirates playoff push, it's going to be this podcast.
That is true.
Okay.
I don't know that we have enough energy to do that.
I'm doing some Google Maps fun. I found a place in California and another place in California that are 19 hours apart driving.
Yeah, that's about right.
I'm going to get from the part that's right next to Arizona to the part that's all the way at the top by Oregon, 19 hours.
California has the length thing. In Texas, it's sort of the same distance if you go from across top to bottom.
Try Key West to Pensacola, Florida. See how long that is.
Yeah, that's probably pushing it too.
But I mean, like you can go Beaumont to El Paso for Texas, and that's 18, I think.
Key West to Pensacola is 13.
Okay. Wow, that's shorter than I thought it would be. But okay.
And I'll do Brownsville to what's a city in like the
Do Amarillo?
No, go further north than that.
I'll
go to Canadian or Text Line.
I'll do Text Line to Brownsville. One sec.
Because it's right on the line of. I think
that's what it says on the 10.
That's what it is. I've driven through there too.
14 hours.
Okay, yeah.
You could do Orange, Texas to El Paso, Texas. I know it is. Let's look up Google. We're Googling map things.
Orange, Texas to where?
El Paso.
El Paso.
It's Orange on the Louisiana border.
Yep.
That's 12 hours and 39 minutes.
Yeah.
I've got one here.
That can't be right.
This is in out of state, out of country even, but these two teams play. They're not in this. I don't believe they're in the same division, but they play regularly in the Western Hockey League. This is Portland, Oregon to Prince Rupert, British Columbia. They are in the same conference, the Western Hockey League conference of the Canadian Hockey League, and that is a 25-hour road trip.
Canada is so big and full of nothing.
Just for the cherry on top, UCLA to Piscataway, New Jersey is 41 hours by car.
Yeah. That's a cannonball run, baby.
It really is.
We're going to have people doing the cannonball run to
watch Rutgers football.
Yeah. To watch Rutgers football in the Rose Bowl. If we have like that. I know the Ben Chase guy did that this year, but
he's a legend for it.
Yeah, that would be kind of fun to try to do a cross-country trip just to go see UCLA versus Rutgers and Piscataway for the first time.
Yeah, I did find one more. The Winnipeg Ice against the Prince Rupert Raiders, both in the Western Hockey League, which again is one of the 3 divisions of the Canadian Hockey League. That is a 30-hour road trip.
I had to look up where Prince Rupert is.
It's up there.
No, it's up there.
Province. What province?
It's in British Columbia. It's basically right. It's right by Alaska, where Alaska dips down.
Yeah, it's right by Ketchikan.
Basically, southern Alaska, northern America. Okay, we're gonna claim it.
And they play in the same of the 3 sections of the Canadian Hockey League. Them and Winnipeg are in the same one.
Lots of nothing out there. Canada. Why are you like?
Fur traders got bored and stayed there.
We're doing this because of the Simon Fraser University folks.
Yes.
I guess dropping their football program. That's why we're doing all this mapping.
We can start with that and then go into basketball. Today it was announced that Simon Fraser University, NCAA's only Canadian member, has announced that they are suspending football operations. Simon Fraser is unique. We've talked about them before because they are the only Canadian college team that plays American football. They play D2 ball. Originally, they played in the Greater Western Athletic Conference in D2 until they dropped football. And then there were 3 teams out on their own. It was, what were the directionals? It's Central Washington, Western Oregon.
Yes.
And then it was Simon Fraser, right. And they all had to join the Lone Star Conference. As you might guess, the Lone Star Conference is based out of Texas. So we had the beautiful trip of Texas A&M Kingsville, who was down by my neck of the woods, having to go all the way to Canada.
So they were kicked out of the Lone Star Conference. This is why this happened. They had nowhere to go.
Western Washington and Central Oregon, nope, other way around. Check that, flip it. They are still in the Lone Star Conference for what you can tell. As we were looking earlier, I realized that Central Washington had not updated. No, Central Oregon. God, I hate this so much. One of those schools had not updated their schedule, at least, so I didn't know.
Yes, Central Washington had not updated their schedule.
Thank you. Okay, not my fault. Those are confusing. So Simon Fraser is going to be out of there, and it's unfortunate because they have been playing football for a long, long time. They also, Joey, you were telling me earlier, what's the reason that they're not just going to U Sports, which is the Canadian NCAA?
U Sports is not profitable for anyone. Okay. Nobody does U Sports for even the U Sports big tournaments, men's hockey, women's hockey, men's basketball, women's basketball, some of the football in the East.
Yeah, the Vanier Cup, yeah.
None of those make money. If anything, for the big schools like Western Ontario, they pay for itself, and Calgary, and that's it. But so therefore, Simon Fraser, if they wanted to keep doing football, they could go back to U Sports. But U Sports will not accept a one-sport school. We saw this in the 70s. Humber College, which is in the CCAA, which is like D2 Canada, wanted to add football CCA doesn't sponsor football. They wanted to join U Sports as a one sport member. They set the precedent there. You can't do that.
Okay.
If Simon Fraser wants to do Canadian football, they'd have to join U Sports for everything. That would involve giving up NCAA D2 basketball, NCAA D2 track, baseball, softball. I know they have a pretty good softball program, if I recall correctly.
Okay. So that makes sense.
They'd have to give up all of that. Their hockey right now isn't U Sports, but it's not NCAA either. We talked about this earlier. It's an independent college league called the BCIHL. Mm-hmm. The only route I see, because Simon Fraser wants to have football. This is like hands are tied. We can't do this anymore.
Because they've just updated their stadium.
Yeah, I mean, they just spent all that money on the new stadium, which is
beautiful. Beautiful
stadium. Yeah, Matt Brown, Extra Points, wrote about it, and they just spent a lot of money on it. So this kind of sucks. I hope they can find a way. You can keep going, but I mean, they dropped a ton of money. It just seems like it's like a sinkhole stadium now.
Yeah,
they get money pit, I guess.
If they would have played next year, they would have either had to spend a ton of money on buy games, or they would have had to play 12 road games. Like, no one is going to come to Canada and deal with the border and all that unless it's a conference member or they get paid a decent amount of money. Or they're a good team, which Simon Fraser has not been a good team. Simon Fraser wants to have football. Like, if you look at their like press releases and all that and everything from the Alumni Association, they're very careful to use the word suspended rather than like shut down or anything like that. Because Simon Fraser prides itself on being a football school. The route to this is they have long wanted to have D1 hockey. That it's a big investment to do so, but they've long wanted to do that. The route would be start a conference with Arizona State and the 2 Alaska schools for hockey. Arizona State might not want to do that though, because they do just fine being an independent.
They want to be in the Big Ten, Arizona State.
Yes, that they
got a taste of that during COVID year. They were like, I want more of that.
Everybody knows about that. They played only Big Ten road games during the COVID year.
Yeah, it was not a great time for them.
That team had a player named Johnny Walker, which was also excellent.
He was their best player.
Yeah, he was really good.
There you go.
We were talking about this earlier. The ironic thing is, we always talk about like in the media, football subsidizes the other sports, and for a lot of NCAA schools. Simon Fraser's way out is hockey subsidizing football.
Sounds Canadian to me.
Yeah, that's Canadian.
Sounds a bit like UConn a little bit.
Basketball, gimme the ball because I'm gonna dunk it!
In basketball news,
That's right.
Salute. Congrats, UConn. You did the thing. You had a year where it was kind of weird, and you won a championship, as UConn does. Now, I want to have a 20-minute discussion whether UConn is a blue blood now. Can we do that?
No!
We could do that. We could talk about the blue blood, or we can go back to debating, whether Angel Reese's celebration was too rough.
No!
Against,
is Angel Reese a blue blood? That's what we do.
No! Should I do the Alabama press conference one where I'm like 10 feet from the mic and just yell,
No!
Hang on.
Yeah.
Seriously, it needs to stop, but we're definitely joking. We don't want to talk about it. Congrats, UConn.
Oh!
Now we really gotta say UConn. They got 5 championships in 25 years.
They're not, but they're not Duke or North Carolina or UCLA.
I'm about to leave this podcast.
Villanova has the 9th most wins in the NCAA tournament of all time. Do we call Villanova a blue blood?
Yeah.
Has UConn supplanted Indiana as a blue blood?
Jordan, you'll like this. I saw a blue blood discourse one. And
it's so awful.
Do you know about this? It's strict to loose standards for past success and strict to loose standards for current success.
I didn't see this.
And the loose, the worst is Dartmouth. It's hilarious.
Oh yeah, no, I believe that Dartmouth is a blue blood for some definition.
I would say they're a green blood because they're no good.
Exactly right.
Yeah, so definitely.
I'm still not entirely sure what blue blood means.
Here it is.
I didn't start watching college basketball until I was like 16.
That's the best part. There is no definition. It's just people.
It's just like,
I love that.
These like the
so
like much. Whatever, the greatest teams of all time, the greatest programs, the greatest historical programs. We must declare that the UConn Huskies are blue blood.
Every team that's won a championship is a blue blood. So congrats to UNLV. You're a blue blood again.
Hell yeah.
Right.
And UTEP. UTEP, baby.
UTEP, Texas Western. Right. You're a
Ohio
blue
State
blood.
has more Final Fours than Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Did
God.
NYU win a championship before they made it the actual
The tournament.
NCAA?
I mean, honestly, if you really think about it, San Francisco, the Dons, they're definitely a blue blood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure.
For real. That's it. Done.
Carlton Ravens.
Carter
Blue
Ravens, blue blood, absolute
Blue
blue
blood.
blood.
NYU basketball, 1920 and 1935 national champions.
Blue blood. Done.
That's the bluest. That's the bluest of blue bloods
No,
right there.
so blue it's
They're,
violet.
yeah, so
Yeah.
blue they're the
Violets.
violets.
That's right.
I want to give credit to San Diego State, and this sounds like a backhanded compliment, and I promise it's not.
Let's do it.
Even when they got down, they kept playing their kind of basketball, and they clawed back. If that game had gone on for another 120 minutes, San Diego State might have had a shot. The
It
game was
was-
too short for them.
They
This-
play only one style, and sometimes it results in 6 minutes of no offense. So
Okay,
mean,
oh my
You
God.
mean 11 minutes?
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Well,
But,
at least,
yes.
hey, they hit free throws. That's part of their
Okay,
game
they got
plan.
some free throws.
I don't care. I don't. Oh my God. Just watching that. I'm sitting here watching San Diego State. It's like watching a comic die on stage.
Oh,
I started feeling sick. I felt awkward. Like, oh my God, I have to get away from it. It's like watching The Office. I have to get out of the room. I'm crawling in my, oh my God. Just
Listen,
do
I
something,
want-
guys.
UCLA basketball is slightly better talent-wise, but it's a very similar style because that's how Mick Cronin wants to play it. So I've watched plenty of games at 11 p.m. Eastern time where UCLA's can't score for 8 minutes, but their defense is so good that the other team also cannot score for 8 minutes. So it's a common viewing for yours truly, but probably not an enjoyable product for non-college basketball sickos like yours truly.
I'm gonna give San Diego State some love here. I know my favorite moment of the game itself is the missed dunk to open the second half.
That was
Okay,
great.
that was
ricocheted the entire court,
beautiful.
and he didn't even get a backcourt violation because technically it was a rebound.
Someone needs to do a shooting star meme of that. That was great.
That was a favorite moment. I mean, San Diego State did shrink it to 5.
Yep.
It felt like UConn, until that point that it got shrunk to 5, it felt like, and literally was, UConn was up 12 the entire second half.
yeah, UConn was pulling a Max Verstappen there. They just kind of fell asleep.
And then they went off the road.
Yeah,
Went off the road a little bit, and then they got right back on the road the next possession, huge three-pointer, and that was it.
still won
because-
by 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's it. I mean, that was it, and that's what I kind of felt was going to happen when we did the podcast on Sunday. I didn't think San Diego State could pull it off. I wanted them to do it, but again, when you're going against a blue blood, no.
Yeah.
No, these are two young upstart teams in college basketball.
Mm-hmm.
This whole this Final Four was 4 upstart teams, and every UConn fan going, the fuck do we have to do? You guys just stop calling us upstarts.
I have not existed in a world where UConn was not insanely good at basketball. That is a true fact.
Most people haven't. We're at the point now where yes, I know, I'm not getting sucked into this conversation. I am not going to do this. I'm not getting sucked up into the blue blood discourse. I refuse.
Don't make me get up and yell no again.
Escape button.
Fran.
Yes. Moving on to the real championship.
Moving on to the real championship, the Franwich.
Franwich.
Franchianship.
Please stop
That
saying
was.
I
That was
almost called him Dennis Francho.
Dennis Fran.
Congratulations,
Wrong.
Dennis Francione.
Wrong.
Rico's
So wrong.
champion.
Seriously, I don't know if the Iowa fans latched on to just voting for their coach because they're.
I hope they
I don't know
did.
if they're tired. I don't know if they're tired of their coach. I don't know. Louisville fans, in our sicko CBB title, the poll was amazing. Honestly, it was a great, close, thrilling final. Fred McCaffrey went out to a big lead. I think almost like a 60 to 40% chance. And then Louisville started closing the poll up and up and up and up and up and up. And I think if Louisville had maybe 30 minutes or another hour in the poll, they could have tied it. But they wound up losing to Fran McCaffrey, 51% to 49%. Louisville fans are upset because they believe them landing good recruits in the transfer portal cost them the sicko CBB championship.
I don't know about that, guys. I don't know.
They said they got 3
Ah.
good recruits. I saw some replies. They're like, I'm blaming it on these 3 good recruits that they got in the transfer portal. That's what they're blaming it on.
It's
So-
the DJ Khaled meme, suffering from success.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me put my hand on my head like this.
It was a heck of a tournament, too. The two double-digit seeds making it deep, Fran and Ferrari,
Yep.
two things of equal importance and prestige, Fran McCaffrey and Ferrari. I was shocked Chicago didn't make the final. I saw a lot of momentum behind Chicago State.
Chicago State, I think they've had a good year. Like they had a good year. We like them and we want to notice them because they are in a weird ass situation in D1. But when you have put together a year like they did, it's like that push, you sort of lose it. Congratulations to Fran McCaffrey and Iowa fans. I hope you enjoy your back-to-back titles in both sports. The Sickos double, as we'll call it, for now until we add a third and we'll get the treble.
Well, how's their baseball team doing?
I do want to talk about a poll that was not as close and that I put my finger on the other day. Our good friend Jay Arnold has a poll going. This is season 2 of Send Jay Away. Jay is a former Texas A&M linebacker. No, offensive line?
Lineman, right?
Lineman, yeah. And he, on the week of A&M's bye week, last year he put together a big bracket of what games he's going to go to instead of no A&M game. And this year he did the same thing. And for the semifinals, it was between Arizona State at Washington. We all love that, man. We'd love to sailgate at Washington, right?
Oh, love
Man. But then the other game was Fort Lewis at South Dakota School of Mines.
Oh.
And South Dakota School of Mines is one of our favorite stadiums because it's the parking stadium, where you can drive your car up and watch your game from your car. And you lay on the horn while the defense is on the field. It's all encouraged.
Oh, yes. That's great.
And I want South Dakota School of Mines to win. So I just retweeted it to our followers. I was like, hey, this is a cool stadium. We should send Jay there. A few hours later, South Dakota School of Mines won 88-12.
Jeez. Election interference by the Sickos Committee.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The SB Nation Washington blog tried to rally. It did not work.
It did not work. We have some power. I've been pushing the Eastern Washington red field the entire time.
The other semifinal?
That's in the semifinal, but the Eastern Washington field is versus Tulane in my hometown.
I know. What are you gonna?
So I had to tweet a Commish divided.
you should have made a EWU Tulane flag divided.
I know, seriously. Eastern Washington, when Tulane was up at the time, but now Eastern Washington has taken the lead, 53-47. So I don't know where that's gonna go.
It doesn't matter.
Between me and Sarah, does this count as foreign election interference?
Yes, basically. None of this matters. None of this matters because I'm going to lean so hard on South Dakota School of Mines for the final, it won't even be funny.
They're going to love us.
Hard Rockers are going to win it by 1,000,000.
I don't blame them. I want to go, honestly. Whenever that game is, I wouldn't mind going to it, too.
Commish, I expect to see this hanging in your home.
There we go.
How far is South Dakota School of Mines from anything?
Rapid City. I mean, South Dakota. It's in the middle of nowhere.
I'm live tweeting on a podcast.
Oh, good. Yes. There we go.
Rapid City. By the way, you got to be careful, and the snakes come out like crazy.
Really?
So, yeah. If you look up just gotta watch the snakes when it starts getting a little warm.
I am a relatively breezy 21 hour, 15 minute
21 minute. I really don't fucking understand Canadian geography. God damn it.
It's close to Winnipeg, but I am not in Winnipeg. It is a 21-hour brisk drive over to Rapid City. And I genuinely might be further away than you guys in Texas and Louisiana.
Commish, can we do your Air Bud World Pup stuff later?
Oh, okay. I mean, but seriously, I really need to discuss this film.
I know.
I keep putting it on. You just can't.
Look, okay.
Seriously, there's some stuff that I need to discuss. I watched this, and it's we can push it back. That's fine.
Make a YouTube video with clips. Fine. Okay.
Sure. Sounds great.
We got a little bit of baseball stuff. Andrew, what do you got for baseball stuff?
Okay, so there was one afternoon/day on the West Coast game today, and in the first inning, Manny Machado is batting. It's 3-2 count. He asked for time at the moment where you're supposed to be ready for play.
8-second mark.
He received the pitch at 8 seconds, and it was not granted. He was called not ready because he was calling for time, and he struck out on that, and then said the F word and was ejected from the game.
Oh.
Is that the first time that's happened this year?
An ejection, yes.
Okay.
A strikeout, no. It's happened 3 or 4 times already, where someone has taken a pitch clock violation as their third strike. So,
if anyone was going to do it, get ejected for pitch clock violation. I think Manny Machado had maybe the third best odds behind Amir Garrett, but that
yeah. And the best part of the story is the batter who replaced him in the lineup, Nelson Cruz, hit a home run the next day.
There you go.
So that's how that goes sometimes. But the Padres did lose because their bullpen is not very good. The only other MLB sickos related stuff is that the only undefeated team at 5-0 is your and my Tampa Bay Rays. So,
Dear God.
Shout out St. Petersburg.
Dear God. Has everyone won a game? Has everyone won a game by this point?
Yes, there's no defeated teams. The Phillies won this afternoon.
Okay.
There we go. NL East looking strong is what I'm hearing, with the Phillies and the Nationals just ripping through the schedule.
Man, Mets,
Mets.
We had discussed that enough.
Meet the Mets.
go Blue Jays.
Let's go on to part 9 of our 39-part series. The best season of all time for teams who are below 500 all time. Besot 500 at. Someone said it sounded like I'm reading text backwards.
Oh yeah, I think that was that Bodie that said that if you would play the records backwards in the 70s and it sounded like a message from the devil or something like that.
And all I have to say about this one before I turn it over to Commish is Hail State.
Hail
Staten.
State.
Hail Staten? What is that? What you said? We're gonna go to, I guess, a little bit of a bigger school, a school that's in one of the largest conferences known to man.
I call it a power
college
conference.
football. Maybe a power conference. Some people have been referring to this conference as a Power 2, which I mean, it's very weird.
Hey, Power 6, Power 6.
Okay, well, I mean, again, Power 2 is I've been hearing that a little bit, along with all the debates about the blue bloodness, the blue blood. Is this a blue blood conference? No.
Wow.
Is Alabama football a blue blood?
No.
I wanted to go. We're going down to the SEC, to Starkville, Mississippi.
Where?
And we're going to be talking about the Mississippi State Maroons, the 1940 Mississippi State Maroons. At the time, Mississippi State was called Mississippi State College, and the Bulldog and the Maroon moniker were basically interchangeable at the time. So if you go to the Wikipedia page, it does say Mississippi State Maroons, so we're going to be calling them the Maroons.
I like it.
So as I go through the history of the Mississippi State Maroons in this situation, of course, they want us to bevel the Eastern Washington two-lane flag. Okay, amazing. Yeah, anything we do, bevel it.
Of course.
Yeah. So
everything we do it for you.
Everything we do it for you. Is this Bryan Adams, the Canadian, is coming out of you right now?
Look into your heart, you will find.
You want to know how Canadian I am? I actually didn't catch that was Bryan Adams. It was just words on my tongue.
It's just your
Bryan
system.
Adams is
It's like
the
a
Canadian.
knee-jerk reaction that you must say it.
Look into my eyes.
Kind of like how every day I have to say, "Hey, I'm walking here."
That's right. This greatest season of all time was not in the summer of '69.
Close.
Definitely not there. It was a little bit before that. So
1969 season.
Not great.
8-3.
It's better than average.
Not the best. It's kind of better than the Mississippi State average. I'll say that overall. In the history.
Nope. Google accidentally led me to Ole Miss this season that year. No.
Oh no!
Oh Google, no!
Oh no, Google, no!
Oh no!
Mississippi State, in fact, went 3-7 that year.
Okay, all right. That feels a little bit better. Sorry, Mississippi State fans. You're already upset. We're starting on the wrong foot.
I am going to get doxxed.
Yep.
All right. Hopefully, we can win you back here.
Here we go.
With the greatest season of all time. The 1940 Mississippi State Maroons, this was the only undefeated team in Mississippi State history. They did finish ranked 9th in the AP poll at the end of the year. I do want to give a shout out to Mississippi State A&M. 1903, they were 3-0-2. I don't know why they say this is Mississippi State's only undefeated team. On Wikipedia, this is like the second undefeated team. Technically, I mean, they won 3 and they tied 2, but they were known as Mississippi A&M then. So I don't know if that's why it doesn't count for Mississippi State. In 1932, the legislature renamed the university as Mississippi State College. So maybe that's the distinction. I have no idea. I also want to give a shout out to Jackie Sherrill's 1998 10-2 Bulldog team.
Yeah.
That was a great one. Also, I want to shout out to Mississippi State. to the team that played in the 2000 Weed Eater Independence Bowl. I don't know if that was the sponsor at the time, but that was the greatest Independence Bowl of all time. It was the snow game.
Oh, that's
So
right.
Mississippi State and Texas A&M, both the same colors. I think Mississippi State inverted their colors and they were in all white in the
Mississippi
snow.
State was in the Stormtrooper jerseys.
It was absolutely amazing. The best Independence Bowl of all time. That is on YouTube if you wanted to check that out. It's amazing. The Mississippi State 1940 Maroons here, they finished 10-0-1, which was an amazing, amazing feat. Their head coach was somebody by the name of Alan McKean. Alan McKean was a guard and an end at the University of Tennessee from 1925 to 1927. He earned all-state honors. He was also the captain of the men's basketball and track teams. And he also he helped preserve a tie with Vanderbilt by covering Bill Spears' receivers. I didn't look this up, but I'm just going to assume that he shut down the vaunted Vandy offense.
Why is Vandy in the blood of every fucking team thing cover on this show? Dear God.
Is Vandy a blue blood?
Yes.
No.
Vandy's in the blood. Vandy's Vandy's
that-
copper poisoning.
The face that Commish made when he said that was maybe the most smug face I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Is Vandy a blue blood? Yes. We could have that podcast conversation in 1926. Yes. So McKean, he first started coaching. He was an assistant at West Tennessee State Teachers College. Then he became the head coach in 1937 to 1938. Tennessee State Teachers College.
Is that Memphis?
Yeah. It is Memphis.
Okay.
That's right. The University of Memphis. He was 13-6 at West Tennessee State Teachers. And then his 1938 team went 10-0, undefeated. He left, I guess, the University of Memphis at this time, and he went on down to Starkville, not too far away from Memphis, to take over at the helm of the Maroons. Now, in 1940, they went 10-0-1. They did not win the SEC championship that year because of one tie, which we'll get to on the schedule a little bit. Because of one tie, they didn't win it. Tennessee was undefeated and untied in the conference in 1940. They wound up winning the conference due to that one single tie. However, Mississippi State did win it in 1941, 8-1-1, and that is their only SEC conference title in their history.
I hope they have it on the wall somewhere at the stadium. They have to,
I mean,
right?
they have to.
Yeah.
We'll get to the stadium a little bit later because if they don't have this in the stadium, it'd be really weird because their stadium is very, very historic. McKean retired from coaching after he was fired in 1948 by Mississippi State. We'll get this a little bit more in detail a little bit later. He became the director of the Blue-Gray game. So basically the Blue-Gray game was kind of like a Senior Bowl, Hula Bowl type thing that they had that ceased to exist, and I think it stopped in 2000. Most of the historians from Mississippi State consider this the golden years of Mississippi State football under Alan McKean. From 1939 to 1948, he compiled a record of 65, 19, and 3.
Jesus.
He's a legend for Mississippi State, honestly. The program won 6 games versus ranked opponents during this time and was ranked in the top 20 in 6 of the 8 years. But a weird thing about their schedule, only the win in 1940, this team that I'm talking about, over number 11 Ole Miss, occurred at Scott Field. So they won all those games against those ranked opponents on the road.
Jeez.
So
That's so good.
It sucks that the student body couldn't see this, but the only one they got to see was an Egg Bowl. So I feel like that makes it all
That's
worthwhile.
fine. Perfect.
So it's perfect.
That's gotta be a ranked versus ranked Egg Bowl too.
It was.
Oh, God.
So we'll talk about it a little bit later. Ranked versus ranked Egg Bowl. They did not field a team in 1943. That was due to World War II, of course. I want to go over some fun nicknames of the Mississippi State players, right?
Yeah.
So for this 1940 team, let's go over some fun nicknames. We've got a few. I tried to get a little bit more, but I would have had to purchase a book, which we'll talk about a little bit later, which is a little bit out of the price range of the Commish. And I don't necessarily need this information either. I don't for just one podcast about them. They were led by senior quarterback Harvey Boots Johnson.
Love it.
The halfback. Sorry,
They cut that too.
It kind of goes with his name. So the halfback Johnny Blondie Black.
Love it.
Was their leading rusher on the offense. And then in N, his name was Irvin Buddy Elrod. So, I mean, they had Boots, Blondie, and Buddy. They had the 3 Bs.
I love it.
The Killer Bees of the
found an
Mississippi State
amazing
Maroons.
photo of
I
Blondie.
love it. Boots, Blondie, and Buddy. They were just
Blondie Black is such a fantastic name.
it was referenced in many newspaper articles, which is amazing. And I really, really love Blondie Black. And then there's some pictures of Boots Johnson, which has a little bit of has a little innuendo on it, which I'm sure we'll probably tweet that out.
Boots
we dropped the episode.
Boots Johnson feels like, and now on bass, Boots Johnson in some weird jazz combo.
No, this is a band in Mississippi. It's Boots Johnson, Blondie Black, and Buddy Elrod. And Buddy Elrod was added to the band much later.
Did y'all see what I put in the Discord?
Oh yeah, Blondie. Oh yeah,
Blondie Black,
the handsome dude.
You want to read what I put there?
Black played professional football under the assumed name of Mike Matitza while serving in the military during World War II. I love it.
So was that an alter ego? Or
this was
Blondie
the early
Black?
days of the NFL, right? They all did that.
I feel like everybody pulled like a Don Draper thing back in the day. They just changed their name.
Just do that
because you could do it.
Do that.
Nobody could trace you anywhere. It was amazing. All right, now let's get to the schedule of the 1940 Mississippi State Maroons. Just some weirdness on the schedule. They played two different Southwesterns. One was the current Raging Cajuns, Southwestern Louisiana, which, now they're known as the Raging Cajuns. I am not speaking the other thing because I'm on the other side of that.
But they were the Bulldogs back then?
Yes. The other Southwestern was the one based out of Tennessee. It is now known as Rhodes. So Rhodes College in Tennessee. So going through the schedule, they started on the road. This team was like road warriors. Like they went on the road a ton. They did not see many games at home, and I don't know how they pulled this off. They won so many games on the road, and really it felt like nobody wanted to go to Starkville to play them, which the disrespect of the Maroons. They started the year at Florida. They beat up Florida 25-7. They were home against the Cajuns, which they were known as the Bulldogs at the time. So technically it was the Maroons versus the Bulldogs, which was very strange. They beat them 20-0. They were at Auburn, which they played at Legion Field in Birmingham.
Oh.
So it wasn't even on either campus, which it's strange that Legion Field was around in 1940.
It was already like 15 years old at that point, okay? Legion Field opened in like 27. It had been there for a while already. It's always been there.
What war was it a legion for?
I believe it was for the
Spanish-American War. I don't know. But Auburn is this team in the SEC that just tries to wreck your entire season. Which a tie back in those days at Auburn, fantastic. You got out there with a tie, but you didn't get a loss, which was great.
Right.
So they got out of that. Then they got back home. They played Howard. They played Howard University. I don't think it was the Howard Bison, I believe.
No,
it was a different Howard.
It's Samford.
It's Samford, yes. So Samford, they beat them 41-7. Then they went on the road at NC State. They beat them 26-10.
They went to Raleigh? Sure.
That's
Okay,
right. They
okay,
went to
guys.
Raleigh.
Hey, do that.
God, when was the last time Mississippi State and NC State played each other? That's what is that?
It feels like a CarQuest Bowl, but
yeah, I was gonna say, what SEC ACC bowl is that?
It feels like they've played each other in like the Micron PC Bowl or something. I have no idea.
They've played 7 times. Last time they played was in 2021. It was a home and away. But yeah, before that it was a Belk. It was a Peach Bowl one year in '95.
Oh,
God.
Okay.
And Liberty.
remember
That
that
feels
Belk
right.
Bowl.
In '63. Yeah, that feels good.
63.
Yeah, '63 Liberty Bowl.
Yeah, that was
in 2021. Mississippi State beat a ranked NC State 24.
Oh, that's right. On 9/11.
Gotta love it. Then they went on the road to Memphis and they played Rhodes and they beat them 13-0. At LSU the week after that, Tiger Stadium, they won 22-7. So again, at the road,
Nice.
on the road. Again, they're just playing all these teams on the road. They get back home. They play Millsaps, which is based out of Mississippi. They win 46-13. Then the big game, the Egg Bowl versus number 11 Ole Miss. They're currently ranked 16 at the time, and they shut out Ole Miss.
Ooh.
They shut them out 19-0.
A ranked Egg Bowl and a blank. God.
So that's right. They gave Ole Miss a goose egg in the Egg Bowl.
Beautiful.
Amazing. Beautiful, right? So after the Egg Bowl win, Tennessee basically had locked up the Sugar Bowl berth because they were undefeated in the SEC, and they didn't have any more conference games at the time. Tennessee was only 5-0 in conference. At the time, Mississippi State was only 3-0-1 in conference. So this set up a showdown of the winner between Mississippi State versus Alabama. And the winner of that would get to go to the Orange Bowl.
Okay.
So this is like a huge game for Mississippi State. Now, historically, Mississippi State and Alabama, look how lopsided that rivalry is in the history. Go ahead and check that one out.
Oh, yeah, that's
That's worse. That's worse than Oklahoma State versus Oklahoma. I'm going to say that.
Yeah, man. 85-18-3.
Oh my God.
That doesn't include 2 vacated Alabama wins. So actually 87-17-3 if we're being really accurate.
Yeah. So, I mean, that
hasn't won since 2008 or 2007.
2007. I think Sylvester Croom was the last team to beat.
Croom? Yes.
Sorry. I Sylvester Croom. Also, if it was in 2007, that's when ULM beat Alabama too. So, I had to throw that in there. Sorry.
Oh man, that year, that was the Joker year for Alabama football.
2007 was amazing, and we could only hope for that ever again.
What was the Nick Saban line? Get a good look, friends. We're never going back to effing Shreveport ever again.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, pretty much. They had to drive by the Tide Road billboard as they drove through on I-20. So
incredible,
amazing, right?
Right.
So this sets up like a absolute huge game at number 17 Alabama in Denny Stadium. It was not called Bryant-Denny Stadium yet because Bear Bryant had not been the coach yet, but it was just straight up Denny Stadium.
Denny Stadium. That's right. Not
the breakfast chain, I don't think. Right.
Welcome to IHOP Stadium.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Waffle House Arena.
Oh no, Waffle House Arena is where you are handed a knife.
Yeah.
And a lion comes in.
I think Waffle House Arena is where they have all the UFC fights.
Yeah.
That when the Atlanta Thrashers come back, they're gonna put them in Waffle House Arena.
That feels absolutely correct.
Yeah, totally. Thrashers back. Get them in Waffle House Arena. Stephen Godfrey will be their biggest fan. So this sets up like a momentous game. Like, I mean, if there was college game day back in the day, I would say that they are there for this game between number 17 Alabama and number 11 Mississippi State. So this is like the biggest game kind of in Mississippi State's history, honestly. They never reached heights this high at the time. Mississippi State actually comes through and they defeat Alabama 13-0. Mississippi State's defense created 5 turnovers on downs during the game. There's also some clips on YouTube, which I think Jordan may play a few. I don't know if they're any good audio or anything like that.
No,
there's no audio
on them.
Oh, no audio? Okay. But we may send some out in the Twitter sphere and everything like that. So they defeat them 13-0. And just amazing, big-time win. Just for that win, after they do defeat that, Mississippi State gets a berth in the Orange Bowl. They don't increase their ranking at all. They beat number 17, Alabama, and they stay number 11. So they go to Bama. No respect for Bama or Mississippi State at this point.
Yep.
They defeat a ranked team. Disrespect of the Mississippi State Maroons. They go to the Orange Bowl, and their opponent is the Georgetown Hoyas.
Yeah.
Blue blood.
Hoya Saxa.
Hoya Saxa.
Hoya
The number 9 ranked Georgetown Hoyas.
Ranked Georgetown football. Hell yeah.
Chris, right. Now you know why you're on this podcast, because it's time to talk about Georgetown.
Yeah, there you go.
That's right. Definitely not my real name. You may have to bleep that town again.
I will bleep George.
Just bleep George when every time we say George.
Now, see, I've never heard your name in like out loud. I always thought it was Jorge Town.
There we go.
Jorge Town.
That too. You got to bleep that too.
Yeah, bleep all of it.
It's Jorge Saxa.
Mm-hmm.
But
the Jorge Town Jorges.
The Jorge Town Jorges. That's it. So
that's a lot of bleeps.
It is a lot of bleeps, which I mean, if you want to bleep it, I really don't care.
I will. I'm going to bleep all of it because it's funny.
You should. It's very funny.
Yep.
They go to Miami, Florida for the Orange Bowl. And now this Orange Bowl is not in the Orange Bowl because the Orange Bowl doesn't exist at this point.
Right.
It's in something called Burdine Stadium.
If you click on the link for Burdine Stadium, it just brings you to the Orange Bowl. Wikipedia.
That's right. It's funny, right? Because again, this venue itself like changed multiple times, and it changed an amazing amount of times the name, just like the Pro Player Stadium, Joe Robbie, Hard Rock, all of those things. It's amazing that the Orange Bowl, was like a landmark. It was located in the Little Havana neighborhood. So technically it was the Orange Bowl before the Orange Bowl existed. It was named after somebody named Roddy Burdine, based off the Burdine's store chain, which I may have to go down that wiki hole a little bit later. Essentially the same stadium, but not called the Orange Bowl at the time, even though it hosted the Orange Bowl. Mississippi State won the Orange Bowl 14-7. They defeated Georgetown. Their win in the Orange Bowl is Mississippi State's only one of two current New Year's Six bowl wins.
That I'm leaving
New York Six.
Gotta play in the Pinstripe Bowl before you can be in the
Pinstripe Bowl, baby. That's right, New York Six. New Year's Six bowl wins in program history. Their only other New Year's Six bowl win in the program history was the Peach in 1999, which the Peach in 99 was not essentially nice of a bowl game.
Not counting that. No, not counting that as New Year's Six now.
No, so really.
Citrus would have been a bigger bowl than the Peach at the time, right?
Yeah, probably. So there was a couple of different news articles I linked here for the team. The fun thing, what I saw is when they defeated Howard 40-7. Just reading the article there, basically Mississippi State ran roughshod over a fighting Howard squad this afternoon, winning 40-7 in a scoring burst, which saw 2 touchdowns chalked up in the first 3 minutes of play. So they're up 14-0 in 3 minutes back in 1940. It was the last local appearance of the Maroons for a month, for they leave home soil in a 3-week road stand, which is weird to call it a road stand, which begins at North Carolina State. The watchers feared the Staters expended too much spirit and energy in today's contest after reading of NC State's showing with North Carolina, which they beat at North Carolina 13-7. On the first play from scrimmage, fullback Toxie Tullos. So I didn't see this one previously before, but Toxie Tullos was the name of the fullback. I can't even see that. He raced 61 yards for a touchdown. Tullos also toted the ball over from 10 yards after Harvey Boots Johnson lugged it from the Howard 27. Sophomore wingback Blondie Black got the Maroons' second period score going around left end to cap a 83-yard drive. Johnson also shot 2 touchdown passes to left end Buddy Elrod. So, I mean, they were up 33-0, and they just obliterated Howard at the time. There's a picture of Buddy Johnson on top of a pyramid of Mississippi State players, and the headline of Buddy Johnson on top of that, where it just says Johnson gets a lot of support.
Yes, he does.
I found a picture
I can see it.
of Toxie Tullos, do we say? Mm-hmm. In the Discord, dropped it. This is from that fateful Egg Bowl in 1940. He is the one with the football.
That ref is so good.
Oh, they're both great.
God, look at the ref. They're all white.
The ref legitimately looks like the ref in the center looks like he's going, yeah!
Better question. In black and white, can you tell the two teams apart? Because I can't.
Nope.
No. I mean,
one team's got white pants, one team's got maroon pants.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I'm going to say that Mississippi State was the Maroons in the maroon pants, I guess, because the helmets kind of match.
Your guess is
I mean, I really don't know. But
those could be blue pants. That is correct.
Could be. So I referenced the book previously.
Right.
They do have a book. It's on Amazon. It's called The Mississippi State Football Vault. It is the history of the Bulldogs. Author Mike Nemeth takes you on a journey through the history of Mississippi State football from that Thanksgiving Day in 1892 when a ragtag band of students took on a faculty team in a game, through the glory years of Alan McKean, through Jackie Parker and D.D. Lewis to the present. This detailed scrapbook contains never-before-published photographs, artwork, memorabilia drawn from Mississippi State's athletic department and school archives. So he did all the work for us. If you want to get that, we don't need to go to Starkville to get that. This guy did it for us. Thank you so much, Mr. Nemeth. Tucked into dozens of pockets and sleeves, fans will find reproductions of old game programs, historic tickets, postcards, photos, and much more. These fascinating replicas include an 1895 football button, a 1920 football banquet program, a 1934 Ole Miss game ticket, a 1940 season schedule. Again, you got the schedule of the undefeated team here, so this is kind of a big deal, I would say. a 1980 Alabama game ticket.
Sorry, right about. There's a 40-year gap in there between things.
Don't ask about it. It's fine.
What
I
happened
think we're
to
gonna
Mississippi
get-
State football between 40 and 80, guys?
I think
So,
it might have happened
hey.
in 1948, and we're gonna get to it.
So there are some things that again we will talk about this and just shortly after that. What had happened was, but definitely, and then a 1998 SEC championship game ticket, which they did not win. No Bulldogs fan should be without this home archive of Mississippi State's illustrious football history. I found this. It looks like a giant puzzle box.
It has 12 pockets.
It's got 12 pockets. It's amazing. It like just looking at the thing, it looks like it's like a 5,000 piece puzzle that you have to put together the picture of Mississippi State University football on it. This is available to you, Mississippi State fans, for the low price of only $106 on Amazon.
A bargain.
If you are a Mississippi State fan, definitely you have to purchase this Mississippi State football vault. I have some pictures there of the dapper Alan McKean on the right, holding the Orange Bowl trophy. I'm sorry, he's not holding the trophy. The gentleman on the left is holding the trophy. It says, "Welcome to the 7th annual Orange Bowl." So yes, this was 1940.
It'll never catch on.
This was only the 7th Orange Bowl. The banner is amazing. It's like right in front of them getting off the train. It is like classic, like old school, old timey photos. We also have a photo of the Getty image here, which we'll probably tweet out a little bit later. It's John Tripson cuts behind his teammate Toxie Tullos. It's a snare pass for Mississippi State touchdown. As the Georgetown player tried vainly to break up the play, it was Mississippi State's first touchdown as they defeated Georgetown 14-7 in the Orange Bowl at Miami. Which these end zones look amazing.
They're great. Check out the other picture I put in the Discord. This is from like early in that stadium. They have that diamond design in the end zones. They're great.
Yeah,
Absolutely
it's just absolutely amazing. Like normal green field in the middle of the diamonds, and then just orange surrounded the diamonds in the middle of the field. Just fantastic.
I was just gonna say that's not a book. That's a time capsule.
Seriously, it says it's a vault. So I mean, yeah, time capsule. It is the Mississippi State vault. I wanted to just show a picture in the Google Doc. The Maroon Stadium at the time is called Scott Field. It is still the stadium that they play in till this day. So the field that they play in, Scott Field, it is now known as Davis Wade Stadium at Scott Field. This is the funny part for me. It was renovated in 1928, renovated again in 1982, renovated again in 2002, renovated again in 2014. It was expanded in 1936, expanded in 1948, expanded in 1986, and then it was also renovated and expanded in 2012 and 2014.
Nice. Had to renovate post DAC.
Yeah.
Definitely. Had to do that. The original construction cost of the stadium was $15,000.
You know,
That
that's
was
worth. I think worth the
Yeah.
money.
worth that. So
You save money by having fans just sitting on the field.
That's right. I mean, you can look at the photo there, and that was their field. I can kind of see why they didn't really play too many home games.
Like throwing a pass to the back of the end zone, that's getting broken up by a fan.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Just say like the renovation in 2014 that they did, the renovation and expansion was $75 million compared to the original.
A little more.
construction cost.
Okay.
A little bit more. So this is a historic stadium. So their field, again, very, very historic. It may not seem like it, but they renovated it, and it's still the same spot when they opened that stadium in 1914, which is pretty cool. I'll say that.
That is pretty cool. I have to say that is pretty cool.
Now, you want to know why the coach of this team of the golden years of Mississippi State ended. Now, they fired the coach, Mr. Alan McKean, after the 1948 season. So you're like, okay, why did they let him go? Now, with him as head coach, right? In 1939, first year, 8-2. Then they went 10-0-1, which we're talking about this year. They won the SEC, their only time in the history, as 8-1-1 the year after that. Their only loss was, I believe, to Duquesne in that year. It was number 10 Duquesne.
That was a good Duquesne year.
They had to play
number
up
10 Duquesne.
Yeah,
number 10 Duquesne.
They've also come up in these stories many times.
Seriously, like I just want to talk about like old school Duquesne football. But
too,
they lost to Duquesne at Forbes Field. the former home of the Pirates.
Yes.
And apparently the Dukes of Duquesne. In 1942, they were 8-2. 1943, they did not have a team due to World War II. They came back in 44, 6-2. 45, 6-3. 46, 8-2. 47, 7-3. I mean, this is like solid, like numbers, like very, very good. 1948.
Tell me they fired him for like a 500 season. Tell me that.
They fired him for going 4-4-1.
Yes. Out of here. Not in the SEC, fucker.
That's right. Back in the day, we can't tolerate this in Starkville. This is you're on a downward trend, buddy. 4-4-1. They let him go.
Take that shit down the road to Sewanee.
Yep. I'm sorry. Where?
Oh no, did I do it?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sewanee? Sewanee?
I love
Jordan, you of all people.
Oh, I know. And
the Canadian pronunciation. Oh my god!
I have an excuse. I'm not from there.
I can't wait till we play the Canadian town name.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
Again.
Just you wait.
I can't. I'm so gonna fail that so bad.
Take that shit down to Sewanee.
I was doing a Mississippi accent, of course.
You ever hear about that Sewanee team that played 5 games in 4 days, whatever it was?
Jordan, this is the purge for Jordan. He's been waiting so long for this.
Hey, it's the one in New Orleans called Tulani.
I have to.
Can I say that I have a coworker? We were talking about a client in El Paso, and he said, "Yeah, I got a call from Alpaca."
Like it. Alpaca, Texas. Hold on.
Alpaca, Texas.
Has to be in Alpaca, Texas. Come on.
Lovely.
There's not an Alpaca, Texas. Well, so I'm the name of my city. So yeah, okay. So they fired 4-4-1. You said
4-4-1.
Fucking
They
fire
let him go.
Fucking fire.
So,
him.
according to the vault, the Mississippi State football vault,
Wait, how do you
which
know
I
it's
was
in
able
there?
to access.
I
I was able to get in. I was able to crack the code a little bit of the vault.
Was it 1111?
No, it was basically from the SB Nation old blog
There we go.
that posted some of the stuff. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. For whom the cowbell tolls, I believe that's what it's called.
Oh yeah.
So he was let go just 6 seasons after an SEC championship with one season of 4 losses or greater, which
Trash. Out of here.
that was it. By today's standards, McKean's team would have gone to a bowl every year except for 1948. I take umbrage to that. They definitely would have at least made the Bahamas Bowl with 4-4-1. Yeah. For sure. Guaranteed. So he was fired after that. As soon as he was fired, he retired from coaching. You know, whatever happened at Mississippi State, it left a bitter taste in his mouth. He was just done. He did not coach anymore at all. It's kind of crazy if you think about it. Like, he only was a head coach for 2 years at what now became Memphis. And then he was only there for like 9 years at Mississippi State. So he only coached for like 11 years. And he had like a glorious run. And then whatever happened here, he just stopped. He was like, I'm done with this coaching stuff. So it was crazy. We wanted to try to dig a little bit to figure out why he was fired. So digging into the vault a little bit, there was a former player by the name of Bob Sanders, and he had developed financial and political clout in Mississippi. And he was a well-heeled alumnus, expected McKean, Noble, and others at Mississippi State to satisfy his every whim. Okay. So are we talking about like a crazy booster?
Yeah, we
former
are.
Player?
Mm-hmm.
Are we talking about that?
Yes, we are.
Like, everything is old, everything's happened before. So meddling boosters. So McKean did not, bend to Sanders' every whim, and he began the covert process of having him removed. Sanders used his powers to swing board members in his favor and eventually had the wherewithal to have McKean fired. Gone was the coach that led Mississippi State to that 65-19 in record during 9 non-losing seasons. It would be 16 years before Mississippi State would reach 7 wins again.
Man, Bob Sanders, it's amazing that he was there back in the day meddling, and then he didn't get drafted until 2004.
I know. I mean, as an Iowa safety. So, definitely he played for the Colts too.
He hit the transfer portal.
He did. He hit the transfer portal along with the time-space continuum portal to make it there. Now, in the vault, it says it would be easy to put all the blame on Sanders, but as it turns out, there had been grumblings about McKean and even the athletic director, Duddy, or is it Duddy Noble? I'm going to say Duddy.
I like Duddy.
Duddy Noble, before Saunders went out on his mission to have McKean removed. even the students circulated a petition to have McKean removed along with Noble. So the students were in on this.
Damn.
You are talking about two of the greatest names in Mississippi State's history, and their own students were trying to have them removed. Insane.
Get their asses out of here.
It is hard to say what was the cause for the students' dislike of McKean, but it has been speculated that it was over McKean's refusal to transition to a more modern offense, such as the T formation.
Bullshit. It'll never work.
Great.
That bullshit will never work.
What were they running at the time? Just rugby?
I have no idea their offense.
I feel like a lot of money was thrown around by this Bob Sanders guy.
Seriously, when it came down to it, though, McKean was essentially ousted over a couple Egg Bowl losses, a 4-4-1 season, and one disgruntled alumnus and former player with too much say. It sounds like almost every single.
This is Auburn as hell. This is Auburn as hell.
This is Auburn as hell. So you remember they tied Auburn in 1940, right?
You got it.
The
The
Auburn
system.
infected them. It got in their system.
Got
and
it.
ruined them 8 years later. So Mississippi
Boosters
State.
are too soft nowadays. Now all boosters do is meddle to make sure their fishing buddy stays in with a 17-year contract.
Oh, this is fucking great.
The vault says Mississippi State shooed away the best thing that had ever happened to Mississippi State football over a seemingly one non-winning season.
Hey,
We
Joey,
love
you were
1940.
you were asking what they were running. I got some. There's no audio.
Oh, boy.
It's not great video, but I got some
Oh,
Orange Bowl
boy.
highlights from 41. They're in the maroon, obviously.
No way.
Yeah, they'll take,
They're running punt block right now.
I'm gonna get rid of all.
Oh no, he's downing it. Okay,
There we go.
he was downing it.
Side-
What is this?
Oh
got
my
the
God.
turn. Yeah.
Oh snap! I like this.
I think
formation.
Army ran this year.
How did this sport get popular?
I don't know. It's awful.
Was this a punt?
This is
That
a
was-
third down punt right there.
For that time, even that time, that offense was very old school. Anyways, thank you, Commish, for sending us down the road. We'll add a pin in our map for 1940 Mississippi
Down the road to Starkville,
State.
which is probably
Make
a
sure
dirt
you
road.
do Starkville and not Oxford.
Yeah. This like if you do Oxford, come after Joey. He's in somewhere in Ontario, I believe. Ontario.
What was that?
Whatever.
What was that?
Nope.
What was that?
Nope. Not gonna make it. You're not gonna make
No.
it stick.
No.
Hey, Sigourney, we're not gonna make it
Ontario?
stick.
Jordan, you of all people cannot talk about making it stick.
Watch me.
Let me be real
Watch
here.
me. Joey,
I mean,
I'm
he has
gonna
the editing powers.
I'm
so,
gonna
you
give
know.
you 6 minutes to tell us about WrestleMania, Joey.
Yes. Okay. So
Wait for it. Wait for it. 6 minutes. Go.
Okay, so first thing you need to know is Snoop Dogg is apparently a master of improvisation. Shane McMahon hit the ring, immediately broke, rumor has it, his ACL, like on the first move. And Snoop Dogg, professional as ever, hits the ring and just takes his place with like no planning whatsoever. And it looked fine enough as Shane McMahon is being carried away. And so officially in the scorebook, it says Snoop Dogg defeats The Miz by pinfall.
Love it.
Wait. So Snoop Dogg wasn't like supposed to. Like, what was he doing there? Did he just come out of the crowd?
He was like the host, and he was like, and then so he's standing there outside the ring. Shane McMahon's leg explodes, and he just hits the ring and takes his place.
Love it.
And again, Snoop Dogg defeats The Miz by pinfall. We had Edge and the Demon Finn Balor hit each other with many, many sticks, many, many ladders, many, many, many chairs. On day one, John Cena lost to Austin Theory after bringing out 30 Make-A-Wish kids with him. They all got to watch him lose. We had Logan Paul, who is, I regret to inform you, very good at this wrestling thing. Hi, Beth.
Hey, Beth.
I'm on a time limit.
Go for it.
He's talking about wrestling.
Logan Paul hits the ring with a giant bottle of Prime, the energy drink, with the face covered up. It's just a walking
Like a
bottle
mascot
of Prime, the energy
costume.
drink. Yeah, mascot costume. After a while, the mask comes off, and it's YouTuber KSI Legit ABT. The Zoomers in the audience, no.
Okay.
And KSI immediately gets hit with a frog splash. Seth freaking Rollins wins. He came out to the ring in an outfit that I will describe as stolen from my Eurovision collection.
Nice.
We had some familial punishment here. Rey Mysterio defeats Dominic Mysterio by pinfall. It was a really fun match. And then immediately after that, Dominic Mysterio, so Dom's Dom, defeats Charlotte Flair by pinfall. Rhea Ripley, who again, fantastic wrestler, lights Twitter on fire.
Gotcha.
Day one, second last match was Pat McAfee defeating The Miz by pinfall. The Miz had 2 matches against non-wrestlers and lost them both.
Wait,
Pat
Pat McAfee, like
the punter.
Okay.
It is canon in WWE lore that the most deadly finisher is Randy Orton's punt kick.
Okay.
Pat McAfee is a former NFL punter, and his move is now Randy Orton's deadly punt kick. So I believe in canon, Pat McAfee has the deadliest finisher in WWE history.
There we go. Pat McAfee having wrestler vibe actually makes a lot of sense. I like this.
1000%.
Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn defeat the Usos by pinfall. This was a banger of a match, made me cry. It was a fantastic time. Twitter was on fire for a good reason. That did not last. Day 2. First, I forgot to mention, day 1, Trish Stratus and Lita were a tag team with Becky Lynch against Damage Control, who were my favorite wrestlers. They did not win.
Gotcha.
Trish Stratus and Lita win because they are legends. Although I contest that it was an illegal pin that they won with, and I want VAR in WWE.
I did see that. We want VAR, yeah.
Dakota Kai was the legal wrestler, and Bayley was pinned, therefore they should not have lost. I'm running out of time. Day 2, Brock Lesnar, a former Minnesota wrestler, defeats Omos, a former South Florida basketball player, in a close match being 5 minutes. Omos just threw Brock Lesnar around for 4 minutes, then Brock Lesnar won in 55 seconds. It was a lot of fun. Big men hitting each other. That becomes a theme. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler defeated Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, and Natalya and Shotzi Blackheart, and Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. It was a 4-team match. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler won because they are Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. They are both... Shayna Baszler's a lot of fun. I would like to sue whoever does Ronda Rousey's eye makeup. It's very bad. Gunther beats Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. This was a match where everyone was just punching each other in the chest really hard for real, and Gunther ended up winning because he got punched in the chest the least.
There you go.
Bianca Belair defeated Asuka by pinfall. This was just a fun match. Not much more to say other than both these wrestlers rule. And then we had Edge defeated the Demon Finn Balor by pinfall. This was a Hell in a Cell match I forgot to mention earlier.
Okay.
I've got a minute. Roman Reigns defeated Cody Rhodes by pinfall. This one got our account in some trouble because I liked this match. And Twitter did not like this match.
Interesting.
Hey, that's the sicko's way.
Yes.
Yeah. So this was it was Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa against Cody Rhodes. Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa were on the side. This was a really fun match. Went for 34 minutes.
That's a lot of match.
That's more than the 6 minutes we gave you.
Yeah, that's more time than you had.
Yeah, and Cody Rhodes ends up. It's looking like he's going to win. He does his dad's finishing move. He does his brother's finishing move. And just as he's about to do his own finishing move, Solo Sikoa hits the ring and hits Roman Reigns with a Samoan spike, which is just a thumb to the throat, and that's the deadliest finisher next to the punt kick.
Okay.
Then Roman Reigns hits a spear and wins. I clapped. I thought it was a great match, and I said, what a great match. Roman Reigns wins. That was a great match. And immediately we got tagged with, that was horrible. How dare you? I've got 5 seconds. Roman Reigns. Ooh, ah. There we go.
Thank you. I now know more about wrestling than I did before. I threw some pictures in the Discord with Grish threw the awful eye makeup, and I threw
Really
in Snoop Dogg looking like an absolute champ out there.
Beth, how was your music?
Beth is alive, slightly.
So I told you guys I'd have a game for you tonight, and I do have a game. You guys are all
Alright.
going to work. You guys are all going to work together on this game.
Oh no, is this like one of those escape room, but it's on a podcast?
You're in here with me.
Ah,
This is a game that I threatened a while ago. It is the state pledge game. 17 states of the union.
So this is the episode I'm on, eh?
Yeah, 17. That's particularly once I knew you were on here. I that's why I pulled it. 17 states of the union have pledges. I'm going to read the pledge to y'all. I'm going to let you decide. I'm going to leave the state out.
okay.
Only the state, though. Some of them have other identifying information you might recognize. You're all going to work together to get an answer. Commish will be giving the final answer.
Oh, I get final answer.
Final answer.
Is that a real thing, by the way? You guys all say the Pledge of Allegiance in school?
Well, the U.S. pledge every day. In Texas,
Yep,
we also
every
say
day.
we also say the state pledge too.
Okay, we just listened to the national anthem.
Hey, you know what's funny? One of my tabs is actually "Oh Canada" right now.
Because you were singing it the other day.
No, but I had it.
Also, you do have a banger. Y'all have a banger.
Yeah,
of
it's
an
great.
anthem. It's
Yeah,
not
it's-
I
surprising.
sing it every
you start
time.
your day
It's
that way.
beautiful.
Hey,
I was gonna sing "Oh Canada," just in tribute of Simon Fraser, as we talked earlier, but I didn't do that.
Tell you what, Commish. If Lance Stroll gets a podium this year, we're singing it.
oh yeah.
Oh, I will sing the whole thing because again, true patriot love in all of us command for sure.
Heck
That's right.
yeah. I'll sing it in French. Let's do this.
Protégera.
I'm gonna need the oath of allegiance for Canada. By the way, from you, Joey, first.
There's an oath of allegiance.
I don't know.
What is
The,
that?
the oath of allegiance, I can tell you what it is. I've never had to take it because it's for when you get your citizenship if you're an immigrant.
There's also if you're going to be a member of the parliament, or if you're going to be in the armed forces.
Well, I think they're going to need to update this oath of allegiance because the
They
one
already
that
did. They
popped
already-
up on the one that popped up on Google for me says, "I swear or affirm that I'll be a faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth
Commish,
II."
can I tell?
Oh,
so
rip.
I have a quick story about that. So when the Queen died
Oh, Beth,
in Ottawa, they were in the middle of doing a ceremony to
Oh.
swear people in.
Oh no!
oh no!
And they had to pause the ceremony for several hours to figure out what to do.
Sub the name
My
out.
God.
It's not that hard. It's insert
well,
name.
because-
It's literally
Because there
insert name
wasn't
here.
there wasn't a king yet.
No, there was a king. There always is a. There all. Yes, there is. There is never.
Not you
The line
have
of
to get
succession just immediately falls
The
into
throne is
place.
never
right?
in-
not.
I'm just
This was the thing.
imagining.
Not in Canada.
Oh.
You have to be officially coronated in Canada.
You know what's funny? Like I'm just imagining, when they do the picture with George W. Bush, for the thing that's like, hey, he's reading to the elementary school people,
Oh yeah.
and then like this happened to the
It's
the people
Trudeau.
it's Justin Trudeau. It's like, hey, Queen Elizabeth has passed. We're gonna need to change the oath of allegiance.
But he's actually just kind of confused and nonplussed.
So here's our first state pledge. You all can work together on this. Commissioner,
State
this is the final
pledge.
answer.
Let's go.
Number 1, honor the blank flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, blank, one state under God, one and indivisible.
One more time.
Honor the blank flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, blank, one state under God, one and indivisible.
I'm gonna ask a question. I mean for it to go to my teammates. So Jordan, I'm not asking
That's
you
fine.
for hints. I'm just asking for my teammates. Is there a region that mostly has these? Like, do we see mostly state pledges in the South, or is that like a thing we get?
I'll tell you, it's all over. This is
Yeah,
random.
okay.
This is random as shit.
I'm pretty
No.
sure this one is Texas.
So you
I think that
it's
they
like-
said
I don't.
this in King of the Hill.
That does sound extremely Texas.
So who likes their flag? It's Texas and Arizona.
I
No, I
wanted.
mean, hey, no,
I very
no,
badly want it to be Virginia because that's funny.
no. There are a lot of states that love their freaking flags here. It's ridiculous. There's a lot of states that love their flag. The Texas thing, I don't know it off the top of my head, because I never had to say it. And Louisiana never makes us say
Go get the
the oath
kid.
of allegiance
Go get the
to
kid.
Louisiana.
Go get the kid. The kid will know if it is or not.
Hey, sleeping, all right? All right? This is the only reason I'm podcasting, because the kid is asleep.
You're
So-
gonna wake him up and get him to
Hey,
participate in that.
hey,
It's a Texas flag.
is this the
Son, I don't mean to alarm you, but we're doing the pledge thing. Ah!
I'm just getting like the Homer
Cat.
Simpson meme
Cattle.
where he goes to wake up Bart.
Yes,
It's
that's,
just like,
that's
hey,
exactly what I was saying.
Hey,
Hmm?
do you like my new hockey mask? No, but
Pause the game. We have Cat. We have Cat
Hi,
on
Jinx.
screen.
No,
It's Ozzy. Okay, sorry.
Oz. Jinx is
Hi,
over
Ozzy.
there.
Hi, Ozzy.
I'm pretty sure it's Texas.
Ozzy's
I'm
about
pretty
to
sure
go
it's
knock
honor
the
the
Royal
Texas
Dalton
flag.
figurine off the shelf.
Okay,
so you everybody's like voting Texas here.
I think I mean, if I'm voting, I'm abstaining. But I like Texas as our guest because I got nothing else.
So we got 2 Texas. We have
I
an
feel like Jordan would open
abstain.
with Texas too.
You feel like Jordan would open with Texas.
for metagaming.
The commish doesn't necessarily know the Texas anthem because he never had to say it because again he grew up in the neighboring state. I mean, I have no other guesses honestly. My only inkling would be something different, but I don't want to say it. So let's just start it off. We'll go with Texas, and we're probably wrong.
Nope,
Fine,
Andrew
right.
was right. I opened with Texas. Honor the
He
Texas
did.
flag.
All
Got it.
All right,
1.
Shadow King.
we got one.
Number
We
2.
got one.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of blank and to the state for which it stands, Two beautiful peninsulas united by a bridge of steel, where equal opportunity and justice to all is our ideal.
Michigan.
It's probably Michigan.
Michigan.
Man,
Yeah,
everybody's
it's-
going Michigan.
It's,
All right,
it's
all right,
Michigan. Yep,
There
that's
goes
my
Michigan.
favorite.
Wow.
That's a good one.
I didn't know Michigan had a creed, and I'm right there.
Yep. Not a creed, a pledge.
Sorry, a pledge.
Number 3. I pledge allegiance to the blank flag and to the principles for which it stands. Wisdom, justice, and moderation.
Oh, that's
Utah.
Georgia, right? Because I remember this being like a bit where like I heard that once, and they were like, "Get a load of this! Get a load of this pledge."
Wisdom,
I want to
justice,
say it's
and
like
moderation.
Georgia or South Carolina. So I remember like Spencer Hall making fun of this once.
I'm not sure.
I
about
have no
Utah,
such
but-
memory. That sounds incredibly New England to me. Like just so New England.
Yeah, it could be
hurts.
Massachusetts.
What?
Or Rhode
One,
It
one
could
more
be
time
any
here?
of them.
I pledge allegiance to the blank flag and to the principles for which it stands. Wisdom, justice, and moderation.
So, wisdom, justice, and moderation.
Yeah.
The moderation is the part that gets me the most here. I definitely know it's not Louisiana. I will say that because we don't believe in moderation. In
That would be
Louisiana.
that would feel weird, wouldn't
Listen.
it?
That would be weird. Like,
If-
hey,
If everything is in excess, you've achieved moderation.
That's true.
well, yeah, I will say that definitely. But I remember the Louisiana flag. You know, Master Pelican. You know, he's all about union, justice, and confidence on that flag, along with ripping food from his chest. for
Blood.
his-
Blood.
yeah, blood. Blood of my blood, flesh of my flesh.
Mhm.
What color is
That's it.
Louisiana's flag again?
It's blue.
They're all blue.
So
A lot of
it's
them.
interesting. So it's got blood on it and it's blue.
Yeah. Just some specks of blood around the
I-
white
I'm
pelicans.
still throwing my vote behind Georgia because I think this is ironic.
We feel like it's
If you remember it from the full cast, I'll go with it.
okay.
Yeah,
He's
I'll go
right.
with it.
He's
I'll
All
right.
trust
right,
you.
we're going Georgia. All right,
Let's
good.
go.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, we lost him too.
We're not
Oh,
going
no.
stream,
He's back.
sorry.
All right, he's back. He's
Okay.
back.
You're 3 for
I don't know why that keeps happening.
you're 3 for 3,
got-
guys.
We 3 for 3.
You're 3 for 3.
3 for 3.
Number 4. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the state of blank and to the motto for which it stands. A state under God, united in purpose and ideals, confident that justice shall prevail for all those abiding here.
That's
I
so
got nothing.
generic.
It is a super generic.
What's the most generic state?
Huh.
Come on, guys, I'm teeing you up for this one.
Hmm.
Wyoming.
Ohio.
It was like Wyoming, Ohio. I went to Delaware in my head.
That's
Uh,
not real. Come on.
Delaware.
I was
Delaware's,
going north-
Delaware's
Delaware's
not
not
real.
generic.
That's
Delaware,
right.
your
On our
final answer?
podcast.
I will say I was going North Dakota.
Okay, so we're all over the place on this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
You're gonna have to take
So
a guess.
the
Commish.
commish is really gonna have to do Family Feud style here.
yeah. The commission's the captain here.
All
Good
right,
answer.
so
Good
let's see here.
answer.
Good answer. Good answer. Y'all gotta clap for me. Good answer. Good answer. I'm really gonna upset Steve Harvey.
I love West Virginia's motto,
but-
but I don't think this is.
I'm
them.
okay with guessing North Dakota.
So you're okay with North Dakota? We got North Dakota,
Okay.
North Dakota. Beth is.
I liked my trip to North Dakota.
still
That's
hanging
fine.
around?
We can do that.
You think it's North Dakota? All right. And I'm hanging out with Delaware, but I'm over.
Can I metagame this real quick?
Okay.
You said Delaware, and I saw Jordan laugh.
I was
Oh.
laughing at something else. I'll be honest.
Okay.
It is the first state, so
Didn't they mention that in
Yeah.
their pledge though?
yeah, they probably would.
Yeah, I feel like
you
that
would
would come up.
think. You would think, because Delawareans are very braggadocious.
They are.
So you know,
Notably,
Have you met a Delawarean?
I mean,
Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco. Yeah. I don't know if
You
he's
haven't
from
met him.
Delaware.
I think I know a
Go
Delaware.
Blue Hens.
We're talking about Rehoboth Beach
A big
and,
chunk
and
of my
Dogfish Head
family is
Beer.
Delaware, and so
So,
please go on.
I'm
Oh,
from.
no.
I'm from. I race at Delaware Speedway.
Yeah.
It feels
That's in Delaware, Ontario.
that
Probably the same.
that pledge feels like very. It feels very lame and New Englandish,
Take a guess.
but I am overruled here, so we're gonna go with North Dakota.
It is a lame and boring state. You're right. That's Louisiana's.
Oh my god!
Oh no!
Come on.
You burn.
That's
Burned.
what the laughter was.
You burned. Get
God,
better.
what a beige
We never
ass
we never
pledge.
we never had to send the pledge. We never had to send the pledge.
No wonder it doesn't.
Number
mean
5.
anything.
Gordon, how proud are you of that?
Hang on, whoa.
Say it
Way
again.
too
Say it
generic.
again.
We need to have a sidebar because now I need to know what their motto is because we reference it in the pledge.
Say the pledge again.
Union, justice, and competence.
Yeah.
Competence.
All right.
Just try hard. Just feel good about yourself.
That is
Here we
very
go.
Louisiana.
Go Warhawks.
Louisiana, I pledge allegiance to the state of Louisiana and for the motto for which it stands, a state under God, united in purpose and ideals, confident that justice shall prevail for all of those abiding here.
Ooh, the confident that justice shall prevail.
Still kind of lame.
So I mean,
Number
it
5.
hit them with the unit. Okay, all
Number
right,
5.
Catch the codes. All right, 4 out of 5 here.
I
Or 4.
salute the blank flag with its diamond and stars. We pledge our loyalty to thee.
Diamond and
Diamond
Stars.
and Stars feels Tennessee to me.
I'm usually good at flags, but state
or is
flags
that-
are a weakness.
Wait, Diamond and Stars. Oh man, there were so many. Like, this feels like a former Confederate state. I'm just gonna say this.
Wait, Arkansas has the diamond.
Yeah,
right?
Arkansas has it, and Tennessee has it too.
I was
think.
gonna say Arkansas. Yeah.
Diamond, and then Arkansas is the Diamond State.
Say, give me the pledge again.
I salute the blank flag with its diamond and stars. We pledge our loyalty to thee.
I'm gonna go Arkansas.
Yeah.
All right,
That
let's
feels
go
right.
Arkansas here.
You're correct. That is Arkansas's
All right,
pledge.
Yeah,
Or-
my vexillology weird brain helped us out
Yep.
there.
fun with flags.
Number 6. I pledge allegiance to our state flag and to the republic of which blank forms a part. One union inseparable with honor and reverence for both state and nation.
My
This
God.
sounds New England.
Union here is capitalized as well. I will tell you that.
Ugh.
Yeah, this sounds New England.
It's gonna be as funny as hell if we only missed the Louisiana flag.
I'm gonna laugh.
It's gonna be like New Hampshire or something.
Oh, do you know what? It might be like
No.
a West
I was gonna
Virginia,
say this
like a
very-
New
state that
Hampshire.
was
Like
divided.
West Virginia was formed specifically on account of the Union, so this does feel incredibly West Virginia.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm good
if
with
you're
that.
gonna go New Hampshire, there's gonna be some wild shit in New Hampshire.
I feel like I'm good with guessing West Virginia.
Yeah.
All right, let's
I'll go
let's
West
do it,
Virginia.
West Virginia.
You guys missed it. It's Rhode Island.
Oh,
my
Okay,
God.
we were closer with New Hampshire.
Yeah, that was the New England
It was-
vibe was correct.
The New England vibe is actually correct.
Next one. Number 7. 2 wrong, 5 right, 4 right. I salute the flag of blank and pledge to the Palmetto State love, loyalty, and
South
South
faith.
Carolina.
It is South Carolina. Yep, some of these are
South
a little
Carolina.
easier. I didn't
I
want to
know
get
the
rid.
tree.
I didn't want to get rid of like all the details, or else it would have been way too hard on some of these.
No, it's messed
I
up. Every
salute
time
the
when
blank flag for the blank state. Like,
Yeah, no, yeah.
you know,
should-
it was
Hey, I
There-
knew I was the Texas flag.
there was somebody that I used to work with in office, and every time I would arrive to get into the office or whatever, it was them and their Forerunner with the giant palmetto tree on the back of their damn Forerunner.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I will never forget the Palmetto State of South Carolina. So we are 5 out of 7.
5 of 7.
We're doing pretty
Doing
good. We're hitting our free throws.
Next, I salute the flag of the state of blank. Its symbols of peace unite all people.
That's it.
That's it.
Hit it.
I
Run it back.
I salute the flag of the state of blank. Its symbols of peace unite all people.
So there's got to be some sort of symbol on this flag, uniting all people.
I'm trying to think of like state flags that are just a symbol.
Do any state flags have a dove on it?
that's what I'm trying to think through.
No, but New Mexico has that.
No, that's
The-
the Zia.
the sun
That's
on
the
it, right?
Zia.
Presumably, it's just hatch green chilies on the New Mexico flag.
It's just red
No,
and
does
that
green.
have a-
Just red and green.
It's the Zia, but yeah.
Does the Zia represent like peace?
Nah.
You say quesadilla? What?
I'm gonna say that it is.
This is getting
It
a little
says-
problematic.
I'm saying that it says its
It's the
symbols
Zia.
plural.
symbols.
There's
Symbols
more
of
than one
peace
symbol on it.
unite all people.
So it's definitely not
Alaska?
California because there's a bear on it.
Fucking bear.
Yeah, but that's not peaceful.
It's not peaceful.
It's
I'm not
it
about
is
to
a
see
sad,
a bear
it is a
fly
scared
by.
looking bear though.
It is a
That bear,
scary
it's a
looking
scared
bear.
bear.
Symbols.
No Oski out there.
So I cannot remember flags with like multiple symbols. That's what's throwing me off right now.
PA's has the plow and the boat and the wheat, I think.
Yeah, that's 3 symbols.
Well, it
Sure,
also
let's
has
go
the
with
horses
that.
and
Let's go.
horses and the eagle. Like, there's a billion things on PA's flag.
I mean, that sounds.
That's so many things,
Pennsylvania sounds like kind of the best shot that we can only think of
This
right
is
now.
gonna be
So
great when I don't know
let's
my
go
own
with-
state's motto.
let's go with the Keystone State, Pennsylvania.
The answer is Oklahoma.
Oh.
I dropped it in
Oh.
the Discord. It has a pipe on it and it has an olive branch. It's supposed to be the Europeans and the natives.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Those are the
peace
symbols
pipe.
of peace. Yes.
And
Okay.
what you smoke in the peace pipe. All right.
Next, I
Smoking
salute.
on that piece.
I salute the flag of the state of blank and the Zia symbol of perfect friendship
That's
among
New
United
Mexico.
cultures.
That's New Mexico.
that is
That's
New
it.
Mexico.
That's it.
Give me
Done.
That's
Give me the
done.
assist.
That is New
So
Mexico.
we're 6 out of 9.
Yeah, you're doing good.
Nice.
That's a nice score.
Nice.
Everybody say it nice.
I refuse.
Uh,
I salute the flag of blank with reverence and patriotic devotion to the mother of states and statesmen for which it represents. The Old Dominion,
Mother of state.
the Old
you're
Dominion,
still going.
where liberty and independence are born. It's
Virgi-
long.
Old Dominion. Old Dominion.
Virginia.
Where's Old Dominion?
Virginia.
That's Virginia.
As Virginia.
The Commonwealth.
Yep.
Here we go. Next one.
Go Monarchs.
Flag
We
of
are
blank. Flag of blank.
70%.
Oh, you're doing good. This is passing. Flag of blank. I salute thee. To thee I pledge my allegiance with my affection, my service, and my life.
This sounds like it has notes to it.
Flag of
I'm gonna
blank.
need a repeat here.
I salute thee. To thee I pledge my allegiance with my affection, my service, and my life.
Damn.
What's our
United
most
States
You already
asks
said
for your
it.
life.
so what's our most fatal state?
Tennessee.
Is that Alaska?
Alaska is the difference is Alaska is accidentally fatal. I think Tennessee is more intentionally fatal.
This feels like one that was written during the Civil War.
Man, we got 2 Tennessee votes. And where are you at, Beth? Here.
I don't hate the Alaska suggestion because it definitely sounds newer.
I mean, I'm willing to go with Tennessee. Like,
I'll admit I was joking with Tennessee. You just said what is the most fatal state?
Well, the most fatal state is literally, I know the motto. It's New Hampshire. It's live free or die. So I know that. This, again,
do you think they doubled down and went double fatalistic?
I mean, it's New Hampshire though. They're the only state in the union that I know where it's legal to not have auto insurance. I will say that. But
I need to move.
oh, can you repeat that for me one
Yeah,
more time?
sure. Flag of blank, I salute thee. To thee I pledge my allegiance with my affection, my service, and my life.
Affection, service, and life. Whew.
The these in there are really like it's making it sound sing-songy.
Affection, service, and life. Laying your life
that
down
order.
for the state.
Now, in that order, they would rather you like the state than die for it.
Yeah.
But
Like it,
hmm,
service it, die for it.
That is an average Saturday night.
it feels like an original 13 colony to me.
Yeah, I could buy that.
That like you're laying down the life. It feels like one of the 13.
North Carolina?
I mean, you want to come on and raise up, but was North Carolina a 13?
It was.
Or that was the lowest, right?
You know
Okay, that
what?
was the lowest one.
I'm gonna give you the original pledge because I think I like it a little better for the state.
Okay. Okay.
3 white stars on a field of blue. God keep them strong and ever true. It is with pride and love that we salute the flag
Of
blank.
Tennessee. It's
Salute
Tennessee.
the flag of Tennessee.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Yeah, that's kind of a banger.
It's Tennessee.
I know that
That's
license
Tennessee.
plate.
It rhymes.
Yeah, I like it more because it
That's
rhymes.
a
That's
much
exactly why I
better
went for that.
pledge. Don't.
Right.
Why did you change your pledge, Tennessee?
All right.
Are we
Yeah,
at
well,
11?
Next,
How many are there?
there are 17. We're more than halfway there.
Just sidebar. I have a relatively hard out in about 4 minutes.
Oh,
We gotta bounce.
Well-
Flag of blank. So nope, just missed it. Sorry. I pledge loyalty and support to the flag of the state of blank, land of sunshine, land of infinite variety.
Infinite variety.
Is that Florida or Arizona?
so Land of Sunshine. There's 2 sunshine states that I know of. Off the top of my head, there may be a third. It's Florida and California are both Land of Sunshines.
I feel like California would have like something about the Republic, like the bear.
They're-
and all.
yeah, I feel like California. would-
Infinite variety kind of throws me off here.
No, I know this one. This one I know. This is
Okay.
this is South Dakota.
Okay.
Oh,
What?
This is South Dakota.
I'm here for it.
South
I'm here
Dakota is
for it.
the land of infinite variety.
You're right, Beth.
It-
Let's
oh,
make
I
that-
remember
yeah.
that.
I've cracked this exact same joke before.
Yeah.
Because we were sitting here going like, fucking South Dakota Infinite Variety.
Have you,
South Dakota?
as a
is.
person who's driven across
Of
South
what?
Dakota, lies.
Of what? Of like types of grain? What?
Look at all the different.
Hey, there's some
flavors.
brown. There's some brown.
Hey, look, there's a rock up there.
And a different rock.
Mm-hmm.
Number 13. I salute the flag of the state of blank and pledge to the Buckeye State respect and loyalty.
I would hope
Oh,
that's Ohio.
Michigan.
OHIO.
H-I-O.
I don't know. It might be Indiana.
I pledge allegiance to the blank flag and to the sovereign state for which it stands, one commonwealth, blessed with diversity, natural wealth, beauty, and grace from on high.
This is us.
Kentucky.
This is us.
Wait,
No,
there's
that's
a lot of commonwealths
That's either
here.
Massachusetts or
There's
Pennsylvania.
4 commonwealths.
That's-
There's a lot of
You got
commonwealths here.
Massachusetts,
So we got the
you
Commonwealth,
got Pennsylvania, you got
Massachusetts,
Virginia, and you got
Massachusetts.
Kentucky.
Virginia, and you got Kentucky.
So we already got Virginia down.
Right.
It's
All
not Kentucky. It's
So
one of the other.
we're looking for blessed with diversity, natural wealth, beauty, and grace from on high.
And you
I
said it's
feel like
definitely not Kentucky.
I feel like it's Massachusetts, but it could be Pennsylvania. So, Commish, what do you think?
So wait. We eliminated 2 of these already?
Well,
I can
I
eliminate
suggested
Kentucky.
Kentucky, but Chris said it's
we
definitely
already
not
got
Kentucky.
Virginia, so we know that's gone.
Yeah, Virginia's
Okay.
out for sure. You have
All
three,
right,
you have
so
three
we
more
got
commonwealths.
So we still have 3 commonwealths left. So we have Virginia, Kentucky, or Massachusetts.
Diversity
I don't think Massachusetts would call itself a sovereign state.
to a sovereign state for which it stands, one commonwealth blessed with diversity, natural wealth, beauty, and grace from on high.
That grace from on high line makes me think it's Massachusetts because of like the Puritan stuff, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, but
But,
Massachusetts.
yeah, I don't think
isn't-
Massachusetts would call itself a sovereign state.
I mean, listen.
I'll tip a hand here. Most of these pledges were written in like the last 40 years.
I don't know.
I'm feeling Kentucky personally.
I'm saying
but-
Pennsylvania.
I don't know everybody else. You're saying Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
It's a split vote. I'm going Massachusetts, but Commish, you can guess.
What's Joey got here?
Well, I originally said Kentucky, but Chris said it's definitely not Kentucky, so I'll go Pennsylvania.
Outvoted here. We're gonna go with the Keystone State. Let's go, Pennsylvania.
It is Kentucky.
Dang it.
Oh,
Oh,
son of a
it's
bitch!
Kentucky.
I went
It is
over
Kentucky.
there.
Guessing Pennsylvania
I
until
was
I run
kind
out
of
of
bummed that it
things.
wasn't.
Does Pennsylvania have one?
The Grace on High
Sure.
thing was the one that really got me, and I was like, that sounds like they just added the God stuff at the end.
3 more.
All right.
3 more go.
This is probably my last
Okay.
one personally. I gotta run.
Flag of blank, I salute thee. To thee I pledge my allegiance, my service, and my life. Tennessee cribbed this one.
Read that one back.
Flag of blank, I salute thee. To thee I pledge my allegiance, my service, and my life.
Did we?
I'm just gonna shoot a 3 here and then hang up. Okay.
go for it.
If it goes in, it goes in. If not, I won't be here to hear it.
He shot his 3
He did.
and left.
Listen,
Alabama.
I gotta respect the shot.
Let's just go with it.
Yep, we're just going with it.
Go on, Bama. So Tennessee cribbed this from Bama. Essentially, is that what you're
Sounds
saying?
familiar.
That's what I'm saying.
I like that.
You're correct.
I like
It's
that.
Alabama.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. I like that. Yeah.
God, that's beautiful.
He hit the 3.
Yep. 2 more.
All right.
I salute the flag of blank and the sovereign state for which it stands with pride in her history and achievements and with confidence in her future under the guidance of Almighty God.
Okay, so it's a her. That when you start throwing the her,
That's like they're all hers.
no,
Wait, one more time.
I salute the flag of blank and the sovereign state for which it stands with pride in her history and achievements and with confidence in her future under the guidance of Almighty God.
This feels very Massachusettsy, like extremely Massachusettsy.
I'm up there, but not all the way up there. As soon as it says Her Majesty, I think of Queen Mary and I think of Maryland.
Ooh. Wait, one more time, Jordan.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I salute the flag of blank and the sovereign state for which it stands with pride in her history and achievements and with confidence in her future under the guidance of Almighty God.
Maryland's not
It's
a bad
a
guess.
lady state.
It's a lady. Hey, say Maryland. No,
Love it.
yeah, I'm gonna go with Maryland. I feel like that's what it is.
It is the state of Mississippi.
That was like, oof.
You guys are still
pull it
above.
off.
You guys are still passing. We're good. Last
We're
one.
passing.
I salute the flag of blank and pledge to the Old North State love, loyalty, and faith.
Old North.
I just want to say that I have saluted every single time you said salute.
Yeah.
So it's on the video, but you can't see it. So I'm just gonna say that.
I salute the flag of blank and pledge to the Old North State love, loyalty, and faith.
Old North State.
Old North State.
The Old North State is North Carolina.
Yeah.
I have it on a
Okay.
shirt.
Come on and raise up.
Yep.
Petey Pablo. That's right.
It's North Carolina.
This one's
Congratulations,
for
guys.
North Carolina.
Well, yeah, I was going to say Maine.
Come on and raise up.
I think this is the only game
Oh,
I've ever
that's-
actually been good at.
You guys are good.
We
You
did
got
great.
12 out of 17. That is reduce the fraction.
70.58%.
Hey,
So 71. We got
not
Passing.
a,
passed.
Passing.
We passed.
So those only 17 states have pledges. You'll notice a lot that didn't. Pennsylvania does not have a pledge. New York doesn't have a pledge. California doesn't have a pledge. I just said that wasn't geographic. They're mostly eastern states, minus a couple. That's the general vibe. But those are all our state pledges. You'll notice that they're all pretty boring. A couple are spicy.
Tennessee.
New Mexico getting the
I'm so disappointed in Tennessee. Just you had the best one. The best one.
rhymed.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see
Wait,
when
does-
they took that.
Does New Hampshire have one?
It does not.
No.
It does not. So live free or die, and we're not going to give you a pledge.
Evidently, somebody
Yep.
had to choose between
That's enough.
writing a pledge and dying, and well, they went with option B.
It was otherwise the pledge was too much. Hold up. What is the New Hampshire morning pledge? Oh no, this is the New Hampshire Department of Education saying we should all start the school days with the U.S. pledge. Okay, fine. There's also a pledge for the Coalition of New Hampshire Taxpayers, which is a promise to never vote for a broad-based tax, which includes general sales tax, or an increase in current broad taxes.
Cool.
Yeah, New Hampshire does that.
Cool state.
So you guys were 12 for 17, did well. I hope we learned something today.
Mhm.
I
We
hope
learned a lot.
that Commish learned that he needs to recite the Texas Pledge every morning with his son until he learns
Nope.
it.
Apparently.
Not
Can we
happening.
learn about one more thing? Can we learn about Airbud World
Oh,
Oh,
I
Cup?
would
yeah, let's talk
love
about
that.
World
Yeah.
Cup.
Finally, I mean, again, I've been waiting the entire podcast.
It's
so,
fine.
Airbud wins the conference championship, and then all of a sudden, they cut to Airbud being subbed in the Women's World Cup in penalty kicks. How did Airbud get on the Women's World Cup team? And it's a sub. Airbud is not starting. What is going on?